Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back at it with another character review. And this character review is going to be on Gold Mythic Anniversary Glenn. Now, this prison riot gear definitely reminds me of Season 3. Oh yeah, when Rick and the group went up against the governor and his people, that was honestly, those were good times. That was the first season I ever watched. That was the first season that got me into The Walking Dead, so I definitely gotta give mad respect to Season 3. I gotta give them that. They got me into The Walking Dead, and it just, my love for The Walking Dead just hasn't stopped. You know, I'm not counting Fear the Walking Dead, no. I'm talking about, you know, the mainline characters. You know, it kind of sucks that Morgan and Dwight and Sherry went to Fear the Walking Dead and they didn't stay in the main show. But whatever, like, I tried Fear. I couldn't get into it. I tried the first 3 seasons of Fear and I forgot about Fear coming on in the summer, and I didn't bother. I didn't bother trying to catch back up. And I hear that it's gotten worse since that time. But anyway, enough of me babbling on. This video, this character review is about Glenn. And before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing alright, and I'm staying safe for the most part, and I don't think we should waste any more time. I think we should go ahead and jump into this character review, shall we? Anniversary Glenn, Prisoners. His trait is Alert, his role is Support, and his allegiance is a member of the Prisoners. So we have a brand new allegiance coming in. Okay. Kind of cool. Very interesting for sure. Let's take a look at his stats. His attack stat is 25,952. His defense, 14,417. And his HP is 17,301. Let's take a look at his Adrenaline Rush. Burnt Shielding. The recharge rate is 66 AP. That's pretty much the standard for most Gold Mythics. Deal 10% of this fighter's attack stat as burn damage for 2 turns to a line of enemies. If they have bonus HP, deal 600% damage to that line of enemies. Okay, so we got 2 different things going on. So, if you are targeting a certain line and that line doesn't have bonus HP, then he's going to deal 10% of his attack stat as burn damage for 2 turns. Now, depending on how much attack he can build up, that could be really high, and that will be really good, honestly. I mean, his attack stat is already the highest versus the other 2, so that's already off to a good start. But imagine you get this character and you get him leveled all the way up and you really focus in on his attack. That could be some really high burn damage numbers. Now, if that same, you know, this could be applied to any line, obviously, but I'm just saying, if that same line has bonus HP, you're going to be dealing 600% damage instead. Well, it doesn't really technically say instead. Now, I'm curious about this. Let's just say if you attack a certain line and that line has bonus HP, it's clear that it says if they have bonus HP that you'll be dealing 600% damage. But I wonder also if they would get that burn damage as well, or if you're just going to be dealing that 600% damage. I would like clarification on that, because it's not really clear. But like, if they would have said, if a line has bonus HP instead, deal, you know what I mean? Like, just adding those couple of words would have made it a little bit more clear. So I'm just assuming that you can do both to a line, but they might mean, you know, if they have bonus HP, you're going to do the flat damage. If they don't have the bonus HP, you're going to get the burn damage. I'm not really sure. It's not really clear right now. But either way, I like both of them. I like the burn damage maybe just a little bit better. But it's not too bad, honestly. I do like both of them. So you potentially could have two different things going on. So that could be really nice. Now let's take a look at his signature move. Powerful Defense. The initial cooldown is turn 1. 2 turns for the cooldown, and number of uses unlimited. This fighter and Anniversary Maggie get Guardian Shield. Deal 25% of the targeted enemy's defense as damage to a line of enemies. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting one. So, Anniversary Glenn and Anniversary Maggie. So apparently there's going to be an Anniversary Maggie coming into the game probably soon, I would imagine. Because I still have like one more character review I gotta get to, but that'll be Telltale's Jane. But okay, so I guess Maggie will be after her, I assume. I'm just assuming. So him, you know, Anniversary Glenn and Anniversary Maggie getting a Guardian Shield, that potentially could be really well. That could be really good. But the only thing I don't like about that is, like, the other three, like, hey, what if they don't have a Guardian Shield tune, and what they supposed to do? But, whatever. Maybe it'll serve a purpose. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's more of them being, you know, maybe it's due to them, you know, being a couple. And I'm not sure why it's only Glenn and Maggie, but it could be due to where they're both a couple and where they stuck together for most of the years of the apocalypse until they, you know, until they ran into Negan. But that could be why. And I kind of like that, but I kind of don't like that because you're leaving the other three hanging. But whatever. Also, he will be dealing 25% of the targeted enemy's defense as damage to a line of enemies. Okay, that one could be interesting. I'm not really sure how that's going to work exactly, but the potential for that could be really good. So far, the adrenaline rush is pretty solid. The signature move potentially could be really good. I don't know of anybody that has... Well, you know what? No. There actually is someone in my faction that... I think they do have Anniversary Glenn already. But other than that one person, I don't know of anybody that has him. Because I'm pretty sure this person... I was going through the game and I saw their picture as this particular Glenn, and I think they had all 5 copies. I believe so, but I could be wrong on that. But if you are watching, you know, feel free to let me know if you do have all 5 copies of Anniversary Glenn. But I'm pretty sure you have him at least at least a couple copies. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at his mythic abilities. Cunning. When attacking or being attacked, 30% less likely to trigger enemy weapon effects and walker effects. Yeah, I think I would go ahead and level this one up. For any support tune, Cunning would be a really good one to go ahead and level up without a question if you can. Evasive focus. At the start of each wave, 100% chance this fighter gets camouflage and focus for the rest of combat. Ooh, I actually like that. But, you know, I gotta wonder though, will he be doing the amount of damage that he should be doing compared to St. Patty's Day Rosita, or Shane, or Tyrese, or Brutus, or Ghost? That's the only potential downside to him getting camouflage and focus for the rest of the combat. Obviously, focus would be good for bypassing human shields, but the camouflage, like, will he do, like, the damage he needs to do against payback tunes? I don't know. That's, like, the kind of the thing that I'm like, well, for someone like Tyrese or Shane, having that camouflage would be good, but for Anniversary Glenn, I don't know. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. It's hard to tell right now. Amplifier. When performing their specialist skill, this fighter gets 50% of their max AP. And honestly, that's going to be really good because of what his specialist skill is. So, Amplifier, I would 100% level this one up because you are going to continuously be able to pop his rush off, and that's going to be really good. And potentially you could be building that burn damage up a lot. So I would 100% level that one up for sure. Tip-top shape. At the start of each turn, this fighter heals for 40% of their max HP for 2 turns. Yeah, this one isn't a bad one. I think I would go ahead and level this one up too, because potentially Glenn could be taking a lot of damage, and you know, as long as he isn't getting killed, and if you have the tip-top shape, you know, all the way leveled up, that could be good. So as long as Glenn doesn't take a Lucille to the head and he has tip-top shape, he will be fine. So yeah, potentially evasive focus. I'm not sure about that one. That one is I would wait and see situation, but I don't think he has bad mythic abilities. I think they're all pretty decent anyway. So let's take a look at his specialist skill, Amped. At the start of this fighter's turn, if they are at 100% HP, they get 50% of their max AP. So that's what I was saying. Amped and Amplifier are going to work really well together. So at the beginning, obviously he's going to have all of his HP with Amped, and if you level up Amplifier, you will be able to use his Adrenaline Rush turn 1. Now, all that burn damage could be really good. Just think about that. I think those two, Amped and Amplifier, would work. No, they will work really well together because you are getting his Adrenaline Rush off turn 1 that way. That's going to be really good. And honestly, Amped coming up against Sebastian Milton is... really annoying. Like, don't even get me started on that crap. I mean, it's really annoying. So it's going to be really good. It's going to be really great. Not so great to potentially come up against it. Now let's take a look at his weapon. Anniversary Glenn's Riot Pistol. 40% attack, 40% HP, improved self-healing. When killing a target, a 60% chance to regain 100% HP, gain 50% bonus HP, and get 50% defense for 2 turns. Enemy bonus HP. At the start of each wave, all fast and strong enemies get 1 bonus HP. Okay, okay, there's some things that's, I think I'm reading this correctly, but okay, we'll get to it. So the 40% attack and 40% HP, I think that's pretty good, but you gotta figure out, though, I would maybe want to give him, I mean, this is totally up to you. You could go all in on the attack or all in on HP. Maybe I wouldn't go all in necessarily on HP on his weapon. I would maybe go in a little bit more on his attack, because the attack potential on his Adrenaline Rush is where you're going to get the most use out of him. But having a little bit more HP wouldn't hurt, but having a little bit more defense wouldn't hurt either. So, I mean, you could go all in on the attack, or a little bit on HP, or a little bit on the defense. But I would set the attack as more of a high priority, you know what I mean? Because you'll be able to get the most out of his attack. Now, the improved self-healing, I don't know. I've never been a fan of that, but for this character, it might actually work. It honestly might work out very well. So, I would maybe keep that one. It all depends on what you want to do, but, you know, whenever he kills a target, you gotta kill a target, that's the thing. Whenever he kills a target, a 60% chance to regain all of his HP, which, I mean, that actually is a pretty good percentage. So, that one, like I said, I'm not usually a fan of self-healing on weapons, but it actually might work. So, you know, except for healing stun, but you don't have to rely on killing an enemy to get that heal. I just wanted to clarify that. But him having to actually kill an enemy, I'm not usually a fan of that, but for this particular case, it might work for Glenn. Now, this is kind of an odd one. So, let's see. Let me read this one again. Enemy bonus HP. At the start of each wave, all fast and strong all fast and strong enemies get 1 bonus HP. Why only 1? I don't understand that one. I don't get the logic behind that one. Maybe someone else can get the logic behind giving fast and strong enemies only 1 bonus HP. I mean, I'm not sure, and it's only for each wave. I would say if it was for each turn, then I'm like, okay, I can see what they're doing, but it's only for each wave, and you can easily knock that out in your first turn, so I'm not really sure, unless that one is particularly meant for, like, road maps. I mean, maybe, but I don't get the logic behind that one. But the third one I like a little bit more for this character, but that fourth one is an odd one. I don't know. I mean, if you feel like switching out the fourth one, honestly, I don't think you would be hurting yourself. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. I do like the look of the weapon, and I love the artwork, and I just love how he's got all of the Riot prison gear on. This is definitely from Season 3, and also the prison comic arc, which is, I mean, you know, they're similar, but they're different, because there's a lot more effed up stuff that, you know, that they were able to put in the comics during that time. But, you know, I looked up all that information way later on, after it already happened. So, yeah, I really like this character, you know, particularly the prison gear, and, you know, like I said, tip-top shape, as long as he has that all the way leveled up and he doesn't meet a Lucille anytime soon, Glenn is going to be just fine. But just be watching out for that Lucille, Glenn. If you see Lucille, you know, try to run the other way, but I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to work out for you. But, I mean, that's just a guess. Sorry, I had to get a sip of this water. But, yeah, I heard there was a particular gate where people got this character early. Maybe that's how my certain faction mate might have got him. I mean, I'm not sure entirely. I don't know the full details of that, but somehow certain players or a certain region, they were able to get enough tickets to get all five copies of Anniversary Glenn. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do about that, but that's just something I heard. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, like I said, I don't know the full details on that, but that's something that I saw going around in Discord. Like, what was that, a week ago? When this event first started. At first, I'll be honest, I didn't like this event all that much because of the allegiance locked road maps, but as I've went along with it, I'm actually not minding the event too bad. I'm starting to kind of change my mind on it a little bit, but at first I hated this event just because of the certain allegiances the road maps were forcing us to use. But as we've went along through it, as I've went along through the road maps, it's not too bad. But I will say 100% the worst two allegiances to put together is Atlanta and Day One. Those allegiances together, for me, they suck. Because of the tunes that I have and the tunes I don't have. But all the other ones haven't been that bad. That's the only complaint I've had, is Atlanta and Day One. I was able to complete it, but barely. That's just the first one. I don't know if they'll do another roadmap. I'm sure they probably might, because I think there's like... How much time is left? I think it's like 4 weeks, maybe a little bit less on this event. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. What are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Anniversary Glenn? Were you able to get lucky, and were you able to get all 5 copies of Glenn? Or, like me, did you miss out on the opportunity of getting all 5 copies of him already? And are you planning on going after him? Whatever your thoughts are on him, let me know down in the comments. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.